Alright guys, time to do What If Vegeta Never Turned Good. Now, I was going to do What If Cooler Was Canon, but I forgot I already did it. So I decided I will do a remake of it eventually, but I think right now it would be best if I did an original What If. So that being said, let's get to it.
We cut to Vegeta. After Future Trunks arrived, he left to train and to sulk. There's not one but two Super Saiyans. He's the Prince of all Saiyans. How did they get so much stronger? Maybe it was love. Maybe the fact he didn't care about anyone made him weak. No, that's not possible. Being a ruthless warrior makes him strong. That's how he got through his entire life. Caring about people would simply hold you back. Vegeta's gonna turn Super Saiyan. He's gonna do it his way. As Vegeta kept training more and more and more, he began to think, how could that boy turn Super Saiyan? There's not any Saiyans left. It doesn't make any sense. Eventually, though, after risking his life, after almost dying several times, Vegeta would turn Super Saiyan. After that, he would go back to Capsule Corp to visit Earth. But as he did, he would see Bulma holding a baby. And this baby, it looked just like Future Trunks. In this timeline, he realizes that it's his son. And he smirks. His son is a Super Saiyan. Now it all makes sense. And all that disgust and all that jealousy suddenly turns to pride, as Vegeta has a plan to train his son to help him kill Kakarot and to take over the world. So, Vegeta kept on doing it. He kept on training, and since he was a Super Saiyan a bit earlier in this timeline, he was ready to continue to fight, and ready to prove that he was better than Kakarot once and for all. And the androids would arrive just like in canon. Just like in canon, he would defeat them. Until he got to 17 and 18. As him and Trunks battled, Vegeta was going to show off how powerful he was. He was going to show off that he was the Prince of all Saiyans, and that no one can defeat him. But he got destroyed. 18 humiliated him, broke his arm. His arm was broken by a woman. After all that training, after becoming so strong, some person who just became an android beat him like that? It just didn't make any damn sense. He is Vegeta after all. How is this possible? As his arm was broken, he was kicked into a ditch. And Vegeta had a hole in his pride. He couldn't let this stand. Vegeta was sick of this planet. He was sick of losing. And as Trunks gave him a senzu bean, he started to fly off. Krillin and Piccolo stopped Trunks from going after him. Little did they know that was a huge mistake. As Vegeta would fly off, he would fly straight to Bulma. You really thought it was a good idea to bring our child to a fight? Bulma wasn't even mad that he said that. Usually she'll be mad if someone said that, but that showed Vegeta cared. He smiled and said, "You do care." "Yeah, I do. As much as I hate to admit it, I care about our son, because he is my ticket to defeating Kakarot, and he is my ticket to ruling this universe." Bulma would look at him worried. What are you talking about? As suddenly, he would grab baby Trunks. Bulma would stand up and say, "Let him go," but then Vegeta would gently knock her out. "I'm not gonna kill you because you gave birth to him, so that is my gift to you. But he is my son, and I have a job for you, my son. Together we will rule this universe." Vegeta then got into a Capsule Corp ship and went off into space. As Vegeta went off into space, hours would pass as Bulma would wake up and start to cry. She couldn't believe this. She knew Vegeta was bad, but to just simply kidnap his son like that? Who would do such a thing? Bulma could not stop herself from crying. As she would call Chi-Chi and tell her what happened, Chi-Chi would be furious. As she was taking care of a sick Goku, Chi-Chi would tell Gohan what happened, and Gohan would be pissed. So would Future Trunks. Future Trunks couldn't believe this. His mom said he cared about them, even though he wasn't a saint. Apparently this was a lie. He was just gonna use him as a tool. This pissed Trunks off more and more, and he swore he would find his dad and stop him. But before he could do this, he needed to stop the androids. As all that was going on, we cut to Vegeta. Vegeta with Kid Trunks would go off to a far planet outside of Earth in their reaches. Now, as he landed there, Vegeta would start to take care of Trunks, and Vegeta would start to scheme. Vegeta wanted to rebuild an empire where he was the emperor. So he decided to figure out what happened to the Frieza Force to see if he could take over what was left of it. As he was looking into information, going to planet, learning what he could, eventually, a strange man would walk up to him. This strange man name was Babidi. Babidi would be intrigued with Vegeta. As Vegeta looked down now, he said, "What do you want, Pipsqueak?" He would turn into a Super Saiyan. Babidi would be even more intrigued. "You are quite powerful. And I hear you have great potential. You can become my strongest servant until I get Majin Buu." "Servant, I'll never!" But then he felt a sharp pain go through his spine. As an M appeared on his forehead, he began to scream out in pain as Babidi took over his mind, as he wasn't strong enough to resist it yet. However, Vegeta got a massive power boost from this, and could easily get stronger, strong enough to stop him. For now, Vegeta was going to have to serve under Babidi. Vegeta hated this. He left Kakarot to get out of his shadow to become strong enough to kill him, and he wanted to forge his own path. Now he's controlled by another again. He will kill Babidi. But before he could do that, he needed to get strong enough. So Vegeta decided to train and raise his son and try to get out of Babidi's control. As all that was going on, we cut back to Trunks. Trunks would enter the time chamber, but this time without Vegeta. This time he would enter it with Piccolo. Piccolo got his butt handed to him, but after that he was brought back to the lookout and he started to train with him. Trunks would make major gains, not as much as he did in the main timeline, but it would still be strong enough to defeat Semi-Perfect Cell. As Piccolo looked at him, he said, "I'm sorry about this happening. I can't begin to relate." Trunks said, "Don't. My father is a bastard, and I know you'll make him pay for it. I just hope he doesn't corrupt my mind, or young me mind." Piccolo would say, "Me too." As Piccolo and Trunks trained together, Piccolo started to learn more and more about Trunks, and Trunks learned more about him, about how Piccolo turned his life around, how he gave up his life for Gohan, and Trunks began to think maybe his dad can turn good for his son, for him. Not him right now, but past him. He knew it was a bit unlikely, but he'll be taking care of him. Surely he has to care about him if he took him with him, at least somewhat, Trunks hoped. As Trunks trained, he didn't gain as much because he was thinking about this, but he would still unlock his buff form and grade 2 form. As eventually the time limit ran out, Semi-Perfect Cell would be about to absorb 18. But then he heard footsteps behind him. As he looked, it was Trunks. He would knock him into the floor. As he would say, "It's over, Cell." Cell would get up and say, "No, it's not." As he would look around, Trunks would then say, "You have nowhere to go." Cell would then fall down and say, "Where's your father?" Trunks would say, "He took me and left." This shocked Cell, but then he laughed. "Looks like your father abandoned you. I guess you can't be that special. You really think someone can defeat me if their own father doesn't even want them?" Trunks would then turn straight into his buff form as he would punch Semi-Perfect Cell straight to the floor. "How dare you talk to me like that? I'm going to end you right here, right now." Semi-Perfect Cell would start to get desperate as he would try to appeal to Trunks' Saiyan nature, saying, "Let me absorb her and I can give you a good fight." But this didn't work. Future Trunks didn't care about fighting. All he cared about was protecting the ones he loved. He said, "I'm not like my father. I'm not like a Saiyan. I am a person who fights to protect others, not for selfish gains. That's why people like you will never win, Cell." As then he destroyed him with a Big Bang attack. As Cell was killed, Trunks would then turn back to his base form. As he looked at 18, "Well, get out of here before I destroy you too." 18 would shake a bit scared as she flew off. Trunks would look up in the sky and think about his father, wondering where he was now. We cut to a few years in the future. Trunks is a toddler, as Vegeta would grab Babidi's neck and turn Super Saiyan 2. "Thank you for the power-up, Babidi, but your services are no longer needed. However, I like your crew. I will take them for myself." Then he snapped Babidi's neck. As Deborah would look at him, Vegeta would get ready to fight, but Deborah would look at him and smirk. "No need. Ever since you unlocked that form, I knew you were stronger. So what's the deal, Master?" "I learned some magic from Babidi. The deal is, we bring back Majin Buu." and I get revenge on Kakarot. But I want my son to grow up a bit more. I want him to be able to fight. I want him to be part of his downfall. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the series so far. I know this only got second place, but I can't believe I forgot I did What If Cooler Was Canon. Like it's been so long and I've been doing so much stuff. There's like what ifs I totally forgot I did. Anyway, I'll definitely check before I do stuff like that now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the series so far down in the comments below. Peace out.